back with another NFL draft prospect breakdown. This one, Chigoziem Okonkwo, tight end, Tennessee Titans selected him in the 2022 NFL draft. So this is the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? This is the series, good, the bad, and the ugly, talking about these prospects. First thing I noticed about Chig was that he looked like a running back or a fullback, like a big running back or a fullback at first glance. Almost like, you know, he's not Brian Robinson Jr., but like in that mold and in that build, very physical. You see a guy that has good straight line athleticism, or I should say straight line burst and speed. I think that he's going to be an H-back. I think he's going to play, obviously, that role that everybody's hyping up. Very similar to the Jonnu Smith, Delaney Walker modes. Even my Cole Pruitt. The Tennessee Titans love that size and love that kind of prototype. I think that he can fit it. What I don't like is there's some lack of flexibility there. Getting in and out of breaks and turning corners. There's not a high production from, as far as pass production. A lot of what people aren't talking about is there were some health concerns in 2020 as well, that I didn't hear mentioned once with him, with Chigoziem, or with Kenneth Walker, that people don't know about in high school, of having blood clots. And during this current time of the world, blood clots are a serious thing. And I'm pretty sure the Titans, or hopefully, did their research on that. And that's not to knock the player. I'm not a doctor, but I am an extensive researcher. And that wasn't brought up whatsoever. And during this time, that could be serious. But as far as on the football field, I saw a mid-tier blocker with high effort, that fits the Tennessee Titans and what they're looking for out of the tight end position. And a lot of what they're trying to accomplish with those tight ends are schemed, right? Can we get a guy that on a case-by-case basis is able to get open, make a catch, and perform at a high level when the ball's in his hands? And I think you got two out of him. I think he's gonna make the play if you give him an opportunity. And I think when the ball's in his hands, that's when he's the best. If I were to rank who he's replacing from last year, it's not too hard to do. But years prior, I think that he can have a very similar career. I don't think he's the athlete that Jonnu Smith is. No, nowhere near. And Jonnu barely cracked, 400 yards on most years. And I don't think he's the athlete that Jonnu Smith is. And then Delaney Walker, I don't think he's the athlete Delaney Walker is. Delaney Walker is. I don't think he's the athlete those two are, especially on-field Delaney. I'm not talking about numbers, but even numbers might be more than Chig. But what I like about Chig is that he is very similar to them. It is a very on-par Titans pick. There's nothing against Chig. I hope this wasn't too much bad about Chig. But I just feel like it's a pick that there's a lot of question marks that a lot of people don't know, because there's a reason why Jonnu Smith didn't have a 1,000-yard season. Like, you look at the profile of Jonnu, he should have an 1,000-yard season. You look at Delaney Walker, I think he finally got one. I think he had one, maybe two in his career. But then you look at the profile. When you're looking for a tight end, there is a size weight profile that has been most successful in this league, and it is around 6'4", 6'5", 250 up, 250 and up, 255. It's almost tight end and an elite edge rusher, outside linebacker edge rusher they're almost in the same height and weight range. It's around 6'4", 6'5", 255 range. And there's a reason why. So it's just a pick that's like on par. But what I find funny is that when I wanted to draft Brevin Jordan last year out of Miami, and that was my pick for the Titans last year when I do my own separate drafts, people were telling me that it takes a long time for tight ends to get acclimated in the league. It takes 2 or 3 years for them to get, fully developed and actually be able to produce. But now that Chig is drafted, it's like, oh, he's going to come in and be Jonnu 2.0. So it's always crazy how the narrative is. But anyway, hope the best for, the guy. I love his name. I hope I'm not messing it up. I think that's how, the correct way to actually say it. I know a lot of people are saying it Chigoziem. I think it's actually Chigoziem. So we'll see.